All right, we are live for the 33rd episode of the
Let's Go podcast. We got a fun one today. 33, very interesting. Chaim Zagelbaum repping number 3 on all of his jerseys and uniforms throughout his many years in his softball career. Chaim is a proud two-time HSL member already. It's like he got back from Israel almost 2 days ago, and he's already playing in 2 HSL leagues. Chaim's been telling me for almost a year now.
Three.
What am I?
Three, no?
Fall night, summer morning, Tuesday night. No, that's not HSL. That's the Ariel Cohen West Hempstead night league. But Chaim
Do we have to restart the podcast now?
Yeah, no, we don't got to restart it. Dave, should we restart the podcast? We can leave it in there. So we got
we support everybody.
Yeah, everybody is open and welcome here at the HSL. Anyways, we're super excited to have Chaim on. Chaim is super excited to be here, and we're going to talk about some good championship action coming up soon, as well as maybe recap some of the fall action that we've been to so far. Dave, take it away.
So that's very interesting, Chaim. What's with you in the number 3?
So, in I think like 4th grade, I went to hockey camp for like a week, and the jersey they gave me had the number 3, and I was like, "This works." So stuck with it since. Legit. I don't know.
I guess you started having success at an early age, and you never saw a reason to back down.
Yeah, no, I was dominant back then. Dominant. Remember, I stopped growing in 7th grade, so I was 5'9", 150 in 6th grade, 7th grade already. It was yeah.
Yeah, I remember, because Chaim is a Roma boy, I remember in camp, when like the younger divisions, Chaim was always like the first pick and everything, not just for his athleticism, but he was much bigger than everybody. It happens I had a kid in my class also who was like 5'10" in like 6th grade, and like he stopped growing. So Chaim was always the big man in campus, but now Chaim makes up for his size with his athleticism.
You see, he makes up for his size like he's 5'4".
No, I'm saying someone's used to, when they're a little kid, being 6 inches taller than everyone, and now he's around average. You got to make it up in other areas. That's all.
Yeah, it's also my family. I'm the short one in my family.
Right. His younger brother. How tall is Avrami Chaim? 6'2", 6'3"?
So my family, my dad's like almost 6'1", basically. My mother's 5'8". My brother right under me is 6'2". The next one he's in 12th grade. He's 5'11" at this point. And the next one is probably 5'7" and growing still. And doctors say my sister, who's 10, might be taller than me. So I'm the short one in the family. Yeah.
It must have been challenging to be such a robust 7th grader and then to stop growing.
It was tough, but I got lucky. My dad made me learn how to play the smaller positions also in every sport. In my illustrious basketball career that never took off, I used to play center and then slowly transitioned.
Just going to say, Chaim, it's so funny. I was just going to mention, I remember in Rome we used to always play big man. You're always super aggressive down low. And that was like your dominance in basketball in camp.
Listen, I peaked in 7th grade. What should I tell you?
Well, I don't know about that because we've got you seem to play in a lot of championships, and this Sunday is no exception with the HSL Summer Sunday Championships. It's going to be Nashville Getaways, sponsored by Sterling Friedman Hachatan. Sterling Friedman, who I hope he makes it. He's going to show up at like 10:30 for the game.
Came up big in the semis.
He had a Grand Slam.
Yeah. Big Grand Slam.
And then you're facing Tuvia Blisco's Webissery Blue Wahoos. He also seems to be in a lot of championships, honestly.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game. Tuvia's, I wasn't here. Chaim could talk to it. I think we had on the Sabos to recap the game a little bit, but that was one of the wildest games of the HSL Summer League. I think we're down by 6 or 7 runs with 2 outs and no one on.
It was 8-3. 8-3 with 2 outs in the 9th. And half our team had their cleats off and then just hit after hit after hit. Brought in a couple of runs and walked it off. It was wild.
Yeah, it should be a super exciting matchup. That Robins game on Sunday was, honestly, there was a real intense feel to it. A lot of times in the summer, guys are away, a lot of people are missing, people are upstate, they're not around. It's very easy to be chill and relaxed. It's fun also, but I think for the first time, really, and Chaim could attest to this, I think, for the first time all summer season, there was a very intense, competitive feel from first pitch to last pitch this past Sunday.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
that's
a
what I
real
was
difference.
saying. Yeah, go ahead, Chaim. Sorry.
There was a difference just between the last game and the week before. I think was you saw the difference. Everyone was a lot more into it. I mean, you start to feel real about the championship and actually winning versus just the standard Sunday morning showing up to the field and playing. God, I think the beginning of the game was still early. Guys weren't so into it, and then as the game progressed and the score was close, it was it got intense, especially with Avi and the man yelling and screaming when any of us were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Or yeah,
Against the Robins, you got to be very locked in the field. That's what they do. Even this past Sunday game, and we'll get into it. The Robins don't beat you; they make you beat yourselves. Like they'll bloop it in to the right side, they'll bloop it to the left side, they'll take an extra base, they'll put if a guy in third and less than 2 outs, they'll score the guy in 99% of the time. It's the most frustrating thing pitching against the Robins because, again, their strength isn't to overpower you. They're going to make you lose the game yourself. And as a team, the last thing you want to do is lose the game for your own team, right? As a team, you want to be able to, say that we played the best we can. And when you lose because you didn't play as well as you can, that's terrible. If the other team played better than you, granted, fine. You make the pitch, they got a better hit. You get a great hit and they made a better play, that's okay. But if you're going to let yourselves beat the other team, that's very frustrating. And against a team like the Robins, that's what they do. They make yourselves lose, and that's why it's a very intense first to last pitch.
That's why in the last podcast, Avi, when we were talking about the game, I predicted the Robins to win maybe 4-2 or 3-2. Do you remember what I said?
I did remember you predicted the Robins to win 2-1, I think, actually.
2-1. Okay, yeah.
2-1.
What's that?
I think it was 2-1. Yeah.
My concern with Nashville Getaways, and you guys are talking about the intensity. There was something lacking. I missed the. So I was on the Black Sox. I was in the first game we played against you. There was something chusser from your team. I didn't know what it was, and then we walloped you a little bit later in the season when I wasn't around. And there just seemed to be a certain lack of energy, uncharacteristic. Well, it's hard to say it's uncharacteristic because it's really a new team. A lot of players have played together, but teams build cultures, teams build identities, and you didn't really seem to have that. So I said last week I'm going to pick the Robins because they're a well-oiled machine, but maybe Nashville Getaways is putting it together at the right time, and it sounds like you guys are. And I'm actually going to predict right now that you guys are going to demolish. I think you guys are going to demolish Tuvia Blisco and Zalman Pollock Sunday. I'm looking at a 8-1. No, Edelman's not that good. 8-3 beatdown of the Wabissery Blue Wahoos because you guys are peaking at the right time. Zagelbaum is feeling it. Edelman is feeling it. I think you guys are ready to go and take the crown.
I think personally it doesn't really matter what Avi does. The way Avi pitches is for hits and hopes that the field plays perfect. That was why yesterday, for example, first game we got crushed, made so many mistakes in the field. Yeah, everyone will say that hard hit balls against the Avi all day. Yeah, it's true. Guys crush the ball, but at the end of the day, if you field well behind Avi, there's no reason why you should give up.
Yeah, for all those watching, in case you Uri Adler is watching, through 4 innings, I might have given up.
Uri Adler does watch.
He does watch.
Yeah.
Uri Adler, through 4 innings, I think I may have given up 3, maybe 4 hits. There was a lot of balls that were hit hard, but very, very plays that there was a lot of pop-ups that were just dropped. Talking about the Fall Night League, and plays that should have been made easily that weren't made. And I said, listen, the way I pitch, we're playing a really good team. They had the Offmans, they had Glenn Zuckerman, they had Matt Rosenberg. They had the lineup was never ending. They had a fantastic lineup. The way I pitch is I get guys to hit it to our fielders, and unfortunately our fielders weren't up for the task the first 4 innings. We're down, I think, 6-0. I said, listen, we have a guy like MD Applegrad pitching game 2. If our fielders aren't going to wake up, Uri Adler, I am going to take myself out of the game, Uri Adler. And MD came in, and I said, I'm not the type of guy that's going to overpower guys and get guys to strike out and pop up. MD is. So me being the selfless person that I am, when I know it deserves a right to, I actually went over to Avi Nenner. I said, Avi, put an MD for the last 3 innings. Our field's not, up to par. We should have to put someone in here who's just going to, be all or nothing type and just throw the ball by them and get them to pop up. And thanks to me, MD ended up throwing a no-hitter the next game. So you're welcome, MD Applegrad, for giving you those 2 to 3 extra warm-up innings in game 1. And Uri Adler, now that you're watching, you see the selflessness of Avi Edelman. But to your point, Dave, getting back to the championship in the summer, I honestly think that looseness you're talking about, that disorganized, I think that was there for us also. I think really the turnaround is that Sully Freeman grand slam. The first 3 innings we were getting shut out. I think we were down 1-0 in the fourth. I was up a second and third, 2 outs. Ariel walked me. He claims he didn't walk me on purpose. There was really nothing close in that at bat. And then Sully demolished one. And I think that really lit a huge fire under us because
Where did he hit it? Where'd Shirley hit it?
classic Sully.
Right field.
Right center field. In that gap and rolling. Sully was fired up. The guy was going nuts.
Is that Cunningham?
Yeah, this is Cunningham 4. This is the one like by the parking lot. The team was going nuts, and I think that's really what sparked a huge fire in us, and it really carried us. There was a lot of back and forth. It wasn't a game over then. They ended up with 1 on and 2 out in the 9th inning, down by a run. So obviously it was very close. But I think that's what really lit the fire under us and finally got us going.
Yeah, I think that's what it is with both the teams, by the way. Also, the Tuesday night. First game, everyone shows up a little khatsi, whatever. Especially after the first game where we played not well at all and we dominated still. And then game 2, we got some nuggets in our system and played a real good game.
We have a rule.
It was a great game on our side.
We have a rule, Dave. The MS Motors, shout out MS Motors. They're actually taking care of my car right now. We really, really appreciate the help and the quick turnaround. So the MS Motors Nuggets, obviously it's tradition to get chicken nuggets for all of our games, but we're not allowed to open or eat the nuggets until we score a run. So until the last inning of the first game with 1 out, we had a sac fly. We were able to open the nuggets, and thank God for me, by the way, because I left after the first games. I would have not had supper if we didn't scratch across a run in the second.
Were the nuggets warm still when they opened?
No.
So we can't say where the nuggets are from.
They were really good.
We can't say. Oh, we could say where the nuggets are from, of course. Chaim, tell our crowd, tell all of our viewers where the chicken nuggets are from.
So here's the situation. We walk in game 1, and I believe it was Nenner and Zen that got the nuggets. And I'm allowed to say where the other ones are from, right? Is that allowed?
No, you shouldn't say.
Whatever. It was up place. It was up place. They have great food. The nuggets were great as well. But then I came in and said, "There's another place in the 5 towns just open, and their chicken. I believe it was called the chicken, not maybe nuggies. I don't know. Whatever." But I said that they're top tier, and everyone's like, no, let's just go consistent, stay with the same place. Like, no, you have to get from Smash House. You have to get their sauce, their homemade smash sauce, and their popper sauce, and the garlic mayo. And we definitely got more chicken than we usually get, and it was gone in minutes. I mean, it was crazy good.
Chicken guy. I'm like a chicken.
It was crazy.
It was the best chicken.
I'm gonna get some Smash Ups tonight.
Yes.
So the chicken nuggets themselves are ridiculous. They have like perfect amount of salt on them. Like I would have never thought to say the chicken nugget had a perfect amount of salt. And then I know Avi's not a big sauce guy, but the sauces were, stupid good. It was stupid good.
Thank you,
yeah.
Smash House. We can't wait for this coming week. The Smash House caps are coming in a couple of days. And we can't wait for all of our boys and girls to be rocking, and our coaches and our directors to be rocking the Smash Out caps. And thank you, Smash House, for sponsoring our Midos Award cards also every week. Really appreciate it.
Also, Smash House, if you want to sponsor Nuggies 1 week for the MS Motor Nuggets.
Yeah, that's right.
Feel free.
We have men's leagues also, so we're always open.
So, Chaim,
yeah.
You mentioned something interesting about Avi before. You were talking about how he pitches to contact. It's actually interesting. You mean as opposed to a Daniel Ash type or Steve Applebaum type who's trying to...
There's the Andy Applebaum, Steve Pollen, Ash, who their goal is... I think Steve's in a little bit of a different category. I think there's Ash and MD where they're just trying to throw the ball by you. They're not as controlled, right? MD has a tendency sometimes to walk a lot of guys, depending if he has it that game or not. I think Steve is, again, he's quite possibly the greatest Jewish pitcher ever, right?
Steve struck out Chaim in the first inning last night. And Chaim walked over. He's like, I don't remember the last time I struck out swinging in my life.
No, it was that whole at bat was just messed with me. But no, he called. Dom got me low and inside on the first pitch, and then I swung and missed on a pitch up and in on the second pitch, and I took a step back and he threw one outside and just spun around like a ballerina. It was awful. But I think Steve placed his pitches also.
Chaim, you were saying before you wanted your head first slide on video. I think people might be more interested in the ballerina twirl on video than
Yeah. No,
than
don't
the
worry.
head first slide.
Feldberg already texted my father about it. So
Funny
People
about
are-
South Feldberg. It wasn't only him. A couple of these people were chirping me about this Bayswater field, the Bay Park field. Suck messaged me a few weeks ago. He's like, I saw we have Bay Park on the schedule. I don't want any Bay Park games. The second this game ended, Suck's like, my team loves it. Let's get as many Bay Park games as we can. We love it.
It's a great
The
field. I
the
love it.
lighting, it's so much better. We want it.
Are we able to get in more?
I don't know. We only needed it Tuesdays originally. Maybe we already have all the Northumberland field. Maybe going forward we could look into it. But people are obsessed. Like that mound, no, it doesn't seem to affect any plays. Like people love it.
We should get more games there. Northwoodland Park will always give us credit, for future seasons. So
Sure.
it's something we should look into.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure. I think
Back to the pitching. Avi's pitching. The difference. Avi is not trying to blow by you. He's not trying to strike guys out at all. And his goal is to hit it, is to let hits happen. Obviously, he tries to place it more than what's called, and his change of speed does what's it called. But like I play third base Sunday morning. There are games where Avi will tell me, heads up, I'm throwing them inside all day. And there will be 45 ground outs to the left side of the infield. There are other days where he's just trying to pitch up in the zone, or the occasional fastball will get guys to go the other way. But it's a very different style of pitching. Both work, but you have to be good in the field with Avi's pitching. So a lot of times Avi will go after guys for his team that are good fielders and not really care about the hitting.
I guess
softball goal.
I guess about
I'm gonna put up 3-4 runs.
I guess about myself, like I'm the type of pitcher that if you give me a really good defense, I could be as effective, if not more, than the best of the best. Whoever you want to say is the best. But if you give me a moderate defense, I could be as what's the word? Disaffective? Is that the word? I could be as ineffective as many pitchers who I would say are not even close to my level in town. That's basically how I work. Part of the reason why I was we don't have to get into it. I already gave Uriad a lot of airtime. Anyways, let's move on.
So Chaim, if there's one suggestion you could make to Avi how to improve as a pitcher, what would it be?
Mixing your fastballs more often.
A lot of people tell me that, by the way. I'm very intimidated
Don't throw any
too,
fastballs.
because everyone makes fun that my fastball isn't a fastball. So I get very nervous.
But again, it's a change of speed thing. That's it. Meaning your fastball, your general regular pitch is not fast whatsoever, and then your changeup is so slow. Guys double clutch trying to swing it, right? When you do mix in the fastball, guys usually just watch it, right? How many swing and misses did you get off fastballs this year? Not a lot.
Very little.
It's a lot of watching it. It's
Yeah.
a lot of watching, right? Especially early in the count, guys are watching it go by, right?
Mhm.
I mean, you have a 2-2 count, 1-2 count. Guys just saw a changeup and two of your normal speed pitches, or two changeups and one of your normal speed pitches. Throw that fastball by. They're either late or guessing. Basically.
Someone else.
At that point, you have
Julie
three
Freeman.
speed changes.
Julie Freeman came over to me. I think it was in the championship game, and then he got so frustrated he started barking at me from left field. He's like, Avi, just throw them a fastball, like give them that look. And I'm like, surely everyone hears you. He's like, I don't care, just throw them the fastball, because they don't see that from you so much. And it actually was very effective. The Robins Sunday morning, again, great team, give them all the credit. Their runs all were, to say, garbage runs. Like there was zero. There was like Ariel Cohen had a pop up down the right field line. I've never seen them do them before in my life. They had another pop up to short that Eli Sabo ran back on, and wasn't able to make the Moshe Zidane-like play, which Moshe Zidane wasn't able to make the Moshe Zidane-like play either last night. But long story short, it was pop ups, it was soft ground balls, it was soft contact, and I think that actually is something of really good advice, which a lot of people tell me is that I have to really leave more in my fastball, just because it's not as fast and overpowering as guys like Ash and MD and Diamondstein, and
Doesn't matter. It's a change of speed.
it's just a good different look.
So let me understand this a little bit more, because I didn't get it fully. Chaim, you were saying that Avi needs to mix his fastballs. You meant with off-speed stuff?
Avi, in general, throws three types of pitches, I would say, right?
Okay.
It's a changeup, and sometimes that changeup is when he's behind in the count. He'll tell us as fielders, heads up, it's going right down the middle, slow, whatever, right? That's one speed. That's his slowest. Then he has his standard pitch that he throws all game, which is everyone else's changeup. And then there's the fastball, which is his fastball is not half the speed of MD or Ash or whatever, but It's
It's
fast.
not half the speed.
No, but it's fast
That's-
enough to it changes eye level. It changes what's
Uh-huh.
people again. It's a third speed change, right? The difference between the change up and that pitch is enough to screw guys up completely. And then you have that mid range in there, causes a lot of ground outs. Throw those inside or whatever, a lot of ground balls.
Yeah, that's my most effective.
Wait, so I still don't understand what you're saying. What would you like him to do
What
more
he's saying
of?
is throw more
So
fast.
throw all three.
It makes the change.
Throw all three.
And which one is he
doesn't
not
throw
throwing?
that top tier.
The fastball.
Oh,
The
you
top
don't throw
tier,
the top
fastball,
tier.
fastball.
Why don't
I
you
do,
throw
but
the
not as
top
often as I should. And the reason is because what makes me effective as a pitcher, which is very true, is to not throw it as fast. But I'm not to toot my own horn, but yes, toot my own horn. I locate beautifully. Like if a catcher sets me up on the inside part of the plate, I'll hit that spot 13 out of 15 times easily. Same thing with outside, same thing with up, same thing with down. The second I try and throw it much faster, it's harder for me to locate. And against better players, especially, maybe I hear the Sunday morning summer league, it's not necessarily the same talent level, but against the guys like the lineup we faced last night, if I'm just throwing it as fast as I can, it's not such a super fast fastball. If I miss my spot, they're going to crush it. If I take the speed off and I locate better, I have a much more effective chance of getting them to make out based on where I'm pitching the ball. That's my thought process.
Avi, yes, but no. You're thinking about if you throw that fastball every single time, right? If you throw that fastball once in at bat, then they're not waiting for it. They're ready for it.
No,
right?
Agreed. Yeah.
So if you're 1-2, if you're ahead 1-2 and just put everything you have in top pitch, if 1 out of 3 times you get that over the middle, or
Well, Chaim,
anywhere
I think
in the zone,
we have the answer. What Avi's initial reaction was I don't like throwing it because people make fun of me that it's not really a fastball. He needs a little bit of a confidence boost.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's the making fun part. I think it's the fact that I don't have confidence that if I throw it, it's enough of a speed to fool a guy. It's just gonna be more of here's a nice, soft, like decently fast pitch down the middle. Let me crush it. And
but it's a change of speeds. That's all it is.
Right.
It's a matter of change of speed.
Right.
And by the way, the difference between your standard pitch, I guess I'd call it your 2-level pitch, versus your fastball is enough to get guys guessing.
Right.
I think there's a bigger difference between the fastest and the second fastest than the second fastest and the changeup.
I agree.
Right. So again,
So-
you don't have to locate it perfectly. It's just a matter of getting out.
Okay, next, Avi, do you consider Chaim a 5-tool player? And let's go through the 5 tools: hit for power, field, throw, and run.
What's the first category?
Hit,
Explain hit.
yes. Explain hit.
Getting on base.
The ball finds holes. Yeah. The ball. Yeah.
So you want me?
Let's-
You want me to go through Chaim's strengths and weaknesses, or you want me to answer yes or no to the 5-tool player?
Let me think about that for a minute. I feel like this could. I feel like this could get out of control. Well, here's
No,
my
I know
whole
what he's
question.
going to say, Erling. I know what he's going to say.
Okay, what's he
I know what
going
he's
to
going
say?
to say about the weaknesses.
Yeah.
Weaknesses he's going to say is I can't go the other way.
The problem with Chaim is Chaim's a great player. He has speed. He's very good in the outfield. He has a great arm. In the infield, he's good, not great yet, but again, he's just getting used to infield. I think he used to play infield way back in the day, but he's been playing almost
Not for a year.
primarily
He's playing
outfield,
outfield
for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Chaim hits the ball every single time up. He'll hit a bullet, whether it's fair or foul. He'll hit it really, really hard, which is an extreme positive. No matter how good the pitcher is, it could be Steve, it could be Ash, it could be the weakest pitcher. He'll hit a bullet. And the issue is a lot of times with Chaim, especially against the better teams and the better fielders, is if you give Chaim an inside pitch, it's very hard for him to adjust and sort of fight it to the middle/right side of the field, and he becomes a little more of a predictable hitter in regards to hitting it to left field. That's something that as you play with more talented teams, what they'll start doing is throwing you a lot of inside pitches and throwing it pretty fast and basically jamming you to left field. Because if you're selling on left field and you get a fast pitch inside, not only are you predictable hitting it to left, but it's also harder to go to left. If you get a fastball that's tight on your hands, right? It's much harder to turn on it and go to left field. You'll most likely start popping it up. So that's the one weakness. So I don't know if that voids the 5-tool player, which is why I was asking you what do you consider a hit? The first tool, whatever that was that you said.
Oh, so you're not even sure. You're not even sure he hits.
No, I don't think that's true. It depends on the pitcher. I said against a much talented pitcher with a very smart field behind him, what they would do is, I think what Chaim would tell you they do is they pitch him fast and inside and shift him heavily to the left side and sort of force him to fight it off to the right side or beat the shift on the left side. And until Chaim learns,
Dave,
Yeah.
Just a little context. Avi's still upset about the fact that when he was a staff member in camp, when he was 21 years old, and I was a little pitcher, 14, 15-year-old, and we played staff against campers, I had a grand slam off him. So, hold those ones. Yeah, I think he's still salty about that. So, yeah.
That may be true.
Yeah.
May or may not be true. But with all that being
By
said,
the way, you know what I just realized? You know what I just realized while we're talking? Because this is true about Chaim. You know what? There should be a sixth tool. You know, like the fifth Shulchan Aruch. You've heard the term the fifth Shulchan Aruch?
No.
Chaim, come on.
Yeah, the sixth tool, baseball IQ. It's nowhere in there.
Chaim is
It's
a
such a big
fantastic
part of the
IQ.
game.
No, it's one of them.
Yeah.
Again,
Chaim is a very-
I'm not trying to doubt Chaim. He's a fantastic player. There's a reason why he's played on basically every single one of my teams ever that I played on. But if I had to say there's one way to improve, it would be when he's at the plate to try to learn how to take a pitch away to right center, a pitch over the middle. And he's been doing it a little bit more recently. I'm not saying it's never done. Chaim, I remember a few weeks ago, Chaim had a couple shots. I think it was in Ariel Cohen's league on our team, David, on the Wednesday night team. He had a couple shots to center field, but just more consistently to learn how to take pitches in different locations and really.
So how would you advise him to do that?
I think
The outside pitches, the outside pitches I've been able to push more, I guess.
outside pitches, Chaim's been able to go to center field more. The very hard thing.
It's inside pitches.
The very hard thing to do is when you get a ball on the inside part of the plate, and you know Joe was actually talking to me about this in the championship game. Joe told me that I think I had a single to right center of Ariel Cohen my last at bat. I think I went 1 for 2 with 2 walks. I got a pitch on the inside part of the plate, and I sort of folded off because if I was going to go to left field, I was going to pop it up. It was up and in like here. It's very hard. You got to learn how to keep your hands in and swing just on time to be able to.
I'm very armsy
right
swing.
field.
I'm a very armsy swing.
Right. So a lot of pitches on the inside, Chaim will just pull to left field, not pull his hands back, extend. When you extend,
An armsy swing as opposed to
when you extend on an inside, when you extend, right, when you extend on an inside pitch, a lot of times they'll hit the inside part of your bat. You'll pop up, or you'll just hit the ball foul 45 times until you eventually pop up or ground out.
Yeah, Zin was actually telling me last night. He was trying to give me tips on getting my arms in and swing
I'm
versus.
glad you brought up Zin because I have a few questions for you. You have to answer quickly. All right, let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, I'm actually not ready. I have to pull up my list. Okay. Big hitting spot. Playoff game, championship game, late inning. Let's say you got second and third, 2 out, bottom of the last, down by a run.
Let's say bases loaded. They'll probably walk the guy.
Oh, they're walking. Right, fine. You taking Avi Nenner or Avi Edelman at the plate?
Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Fast.
So, I'll tell you the issue.
Game over. Next question.
Okay.
We could come back to that one. Let's see if you could handle this next question.
This is high heat, Chaim. This is high heat. Chaim's thinking about the.
All right, I'm ready.
I'm thinking about all the bashlack. What's it called? Everything that's going to come with answering these questions.
You know, I really should have. That one is such a loaded one that I should have saved it for last.
Should have waited.
In the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, should have waited. You know what? Let me. Yeah, for the next one, let me give you a little more of a warm up. Who do you have a harder time against, Daniel Ash or Steve Pollen?
Steve Pollen.
Why do you think?
Steve locates better.
So what do you do? So you're able to catch up to the fastball. Oh, he's not hitting the inside part of the plate.
Necessarily, right? Yeah, Ash Filet went over the middle.
No, not necessarily. I'm saying again, Steve in my first at bat, he went low and in on the first one, up and in on the second one. Saw that I was a little late on those, and also trying to cut the inside part of the plate basically, and threw it up and away. I had no chance at it.
Okay. For the next one, I'm not giving you multiple names. It's got to be the first name that comes into your mind. Okay.
Yeah.
For the spring Sunday HSL 2025, you decide to bring down your own team.
My own team?
You decide to captain a team.
Okay.
Who's the first guy you're calling to get on your team?
Moshe Zin.
Boom. I think
1,000%.
1,000%. Why?
No ball gets past him at short. Just huge. And he could bat anywhere in the lineup and be dominant. I think that's a massive what's it called.
Okay. Who's number 2?
I mean, I would try to get a pitcher. A guy like Steve.
Okay.
Steve. Anyone other than Nadelman, basically.
Avi, he's taking Steve over you.
He's a little upset that I said that he can't hit anywhere but the left field.
Right. By the way, just to see just to tell you how much he believes in the fact that I can't go the other way. When I play against him, he moves everyone except for the first baseman, all three infielders onto that side, second base, and then he has the right fielder come all the way up, basically to the infield, and has the right center fielder go play left center and plays. He has the right fielder play short left field, basically. He has 6-7 guys on that side of the field.
Actually, a little scarred by that now because I did the same thing to Ariel Cohen on Sunday, and he hit a blooper down the right field line for a triple.
Yeah.
If Ariel Cohen can start hitting the ball the other way,
he got lucky.
He can be a very potent
He
hitter
must have gotten lucky. There's no way.
He has excellent
Got
pitch
lucky.
selection.
He had to have gotten lucky. It was the first time out of a million at bat.
Got lucky.
There's no way. The next 2 times he popped out to the left side.
This question's going to be a little funny after the last thing. Actually, I just want to stick one more thing about your Zinn comment. It's very, very interesting because I've noticed, being much more involved in softball this year than I've ever been, how hard it is to find talent on the left side of the infield. And it's like, it's interesting because Steve Pollan says, he's like, pitchers are all really good. You have 6 teams in the league. Every pitcher's good enough. It's really what you put around them. I don't know if he's just being modest, but the fact that you picked a shortstop before anything else is not such a surprise to me. It's just so hard to find a good shortstop, as we know, Chaim, from our B League night league in the summer. That was really our bugaboo.
Rotating shortstops.
Yeah, rotating shortstops. So anyway, so coming off of that, this next question, I don't know if I'll have the answer because I understand why you want Moshe Zinn. Big spot, same question as before. You taking Moshe Zinn or Swirly Friedman?
Zinn, just because I think he has more control with the bat. Meaning, I think if it's 1 out, bases loaded, right? 1 out, bases loaded, in the bottom of the 9th, you're down by 1 run. Put Swirly up there, someone's scoring, whether it's a sac fly or whatever, someone is scoring. If it's 2 outs, I'll take Zinn getting the ball down over Swirly guaranteed getting it down. But again, both fantastic hitters.
I'll take
Okay, next question.
Really?
Okay, yeah.
Zinn's a fantastic player and hitter. Shirley has that clutch.
I think he's more professional.
No, not professional. No, nothing to do with. I don't think. And I know. I'm sorry. I know Zbomb doesn't watch our podcast, but if somehow Zbomb was watching this podcast, Zbomb doesn't believe in clutch. I've seen Shirley come up clutch, and I've seen Moshe do it also. But I don't know. I just think based on clutch, I would just happen to be comfortable. Nothing to do with talent, just based on how clutch the guy is. Anyways, sorry.
I was saying pure.
That's
pure
interesting.
Skill.
Yeah.
I think if you tell Bomo he got a shout out, he'll watch.
Oh, 1,000%.
He's going to be disappointed to go 33 minutes in, and then that was his shout out. So that's interesting. Well, when I say professional hitter, I've seen Sterling in big spots work the count really well, foul it off till he gets there. Maybe Zinn does that.
I think
too.
Zinn also does that.
Maybe.
Yeah. Again, I think
Zinn's good at that. I've just seen Sterling and then get that hit.
Yeah, I think Strictly does from a clutch. Sterling has a clutch gene. He's like the Levingers when it comes to basketball.
Got it. Chaim, are you playing left field on the Nuggies? What position are you playing?
I'm whatever we're missing, that's where I am, but primarily left field, yeah.
Left field, second base, sometimes a little bit of third base.
Yeah. Whatever we're missing.
Looking around the league, is there a left field? First one that comes to mind, left fielder, center fielder that comes to mind, and you say, "Damn, I wish I was as good as that guy."
No, I'm kidding. I wish I could hit the ball like Matt. He hits the ball. I mean, it's just stupid.
Playing the field. Playing the
field. I don't know. I think I'll put myself with most guys in the outfield.
Nobody you admire.
How many guys do you even know, Chaim? Like, do you even know the guys so well, like on other teams?
I don't know a lot of. Again, like a guy like Sam Rubenstein. Last night he robbed me. It was a crazy play. He's a fantastic fielder.
Like, I don't know if Chaim knows like Adam and Shuey Hoffman and Matt Rosenberg. Like, I remember Chaim was just in Israel. He just started playing in these night leagues for the first time. I mean, you're subbed usually randomly for the Lobos, but like this is playing for the first time consistently. Really, this past summer.
Okay. Yeah. Walk us through Nenner versus Edelman.
Nenner versus Edelman hitting?
No, I asked you before who you're taking in the next spot, and we didn't get your instinctual response, which is what we wanted. So now we'll get your well-reasoned Talmudic political BS.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, first of all, it's purely political that I didn't answer off the bat. But I think a guaranteed better odds of getting a hit, I'd give it to Avi. Better odds of getting
You
a
saw how
hit.
he said. You saw how he said Avi, right, Dave?
Oh, I
He
can do
still
that.
can't.
My bad.
He
I was
still
doing it on
can't.
purpose. Better odds of getting a hit, I'd give it to Edelman. But I think Nenner will knock more runs in. So bottom of the ninth, I'm taking Edelman. Top of the ninth, I'm taking Nenner.
Say that one more time. Top of the ninth.
Bottom of the ninth, I'm taking Edelman. Top of the ninth, I'm taking
And by
Nenner.
the way, Dave, I just want to let you know, I think Avi Nenner will agree that I think he's a better overall hitter than I am, but I think he would agree I might be more clutch than he is. I don't think he's ever said those words, but Avi Nenner, tells me all the time. He said my biggest strength, and even like guys who I'm a very controversial hitter because I'm not a flash hitter at all, but I'm always getting on base. Even a guy like Ellie Race, who's never quick to praise me, and Ellie's a great guy. We just love going back and forth with each other. The one thing he will say about me is I'm a clutch hitter. And I even think Nenner might say that. I think if you ask Nenner, base loaded 2 outs, who would take himself or me, he'd put me in that spot. He bats me.
Nenner has said to me he wants to see you up in that spot. I wonder if you would ask him you versus Edelman, what he would say.
I'm sure I'll get a response within 20 minutes of posting this podcast. I guarantee you. And by the way, he puts me 4. I've never batted 4 before, and he does it strictly because he wants me up with guys on base.
It's a great move.
Very well. It worked very well for the freedom fighters, right?
Yeah. No, correct. Yeah.
Yeah. 1,000%. I don't think in softball you need a power hitter per se. You want a guy who's getting on base.
We're almost out of time. Any topics we haven't got to that we're supposed to?
It's a good question. We covered the fall. We covered the summer.
We need your predictions, boys.
Oh, yes.
For Sunday.
I even have my handy dandy notebook right here.
Gottlieb says 8-3 over the Wabissery.
By the way, the Wabissery Blue Owls are not the same Blue Owl team in the past. They have guys like Zalman Pollock, a proud HSL parent, basketball, softball,
great player,
HSL advocate. Donnie Mazeroski, great player. They have they have a really it's not the same Blue Owl as well. They have a couple of.
You think it's a more well-rounded team?
Oh, much more. Malcolm Greenberg, obviously, has been on the team for years. Rami Bliscoe, phenomenal fielder. They have
Rami Bliscoe is a pesky
I keep on going.
hitter.
Yeah, Prager's a tremendous hitter. They have another guy. I'm forgetting his name. Also,
is Tabak playing for them?
I think so. And then they have another guy. I forget his name. They have a really good team. They have a 1 through 8 phenomenal hitters. 9 and 10 maybe fall off a little bit. But they have a really good team. It's definitely.
You have your full squad for Sunday, Avi?
We are potentially missing somebody. It's a game time decision, but after other than that person, everyone else should be there. Jakob Sabo also. We have 2 game time decisions.
Who's the game time decision? You're not allowed to say.
Jakob Sabo's 1, and the other person I'm not going to mention right now. But we have 2 game time decisions, and we have 10 or 11 regulars that are waiting, that are ready to go. Yaakov is injured. He's not sure if he can play or not. We might have a problem where we have 13 guys ready to play. We might have to dump 2, which is a big issue.
Yeah, that's a topic for a whole another podcast, how to properly construct
I think
team.
the National Getaways will win 7-3.
Okay, so we're on the same page.
I think they'll scratch.
I think we're
but I just want to. We're not on the same page because I believe it will be Nashville in control.
I don't.
There's a 7.
I don't.
You don't. Okay, that's the difference between the 8-3 and the 7.
I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be 2-1, 3-2, maybe 4-2, 4-3, and then we'll score a few at the end to close it out. Chaim?
I'm gonna go 10-3. I think we put up a lot of runs. Just judging based off the last game we played them, the minute we started hitting the ball got down, just fell into place. Also, if you make errors against our team, a lot of guys will punish you just on the base paths. If a lot of guys run the base and go around the base as well, know what they're doing, like to take extra bases. I think, I'll go 10-3. I think Menachem is the cause of 2 runs for their team. I think Menachem, it's a 2-run double or a 2-run homer or something.
Menachem, if you're going to get hit off me Sunday, it's going to be to the right side second base because I promise you're not getting anything on the left side of the field.
We have JoJo Levy waiting in the wings. So, Chaim, thank you so much for coming on. Really
Of course.
appreciate it. Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
Chaim, we will see you on Sunday.
And
Avi, I'll see you.
You know, this podcast was a long time coming. Hey, JoJo, we'll introduce you in a minute.
How you doing?
The podcast was a long time coming, but it was definitely worth it. Glad it finally worked out.
Yeah, Chaim.
Definitely. Also good timing. Good timing with the championship game coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chaim.
I enjoyed
care,
it. Thank you.
Yep.
Just need to do one thing here.
We live, Dave?
Yeah, we're live. It's all right.
All right.
Shlomo
Yo.
Zamek asked me for a link.
What's up, JoJo?
So he can watch live. But let's get right into it. Actually, hold up just 1 second.
Whoa, who do we got in the background there, Dave? You saw- Dave, we got intruders.
Oh, I
We have intruders.
I didn't see the intruder.
Yeah, I saw an intruder on the screen, on the JoJo Levy screen.
Oh my god.
Oh darn, I missed it. I'll have to see it in the recording. Hold up
Is it
just 1
loud?
second here, boys. There's some background noise.
Alright, so I'm gonna move rooms.
There's like a radio playing.
What's up with
Like
those
fun.
guitars behind you there?
I'm in the Hallel at Baruch. They have a lot of guitars, I guess.
Ooh.
Let's find
Hallel
somewhere
at
else to go.
All right, it's all right, JoJo. You can.
I'll go right
stay
here.
He's on the move, Dave. He's on the move.
JoJo's on the move.
I think we're good now.
What are the balloons behind you?
Here, you want like a tour of the Hallel?
Yeah, let's see.
What's the word that you keep using?
Hallel, it's like a Jewish club in Baruch. A lot of
Did you say
college
Hillel?
Hallel, yeah.
You said Hillel?
Hillel.
Hillel. Oh, you have this right pronunciation.
The hell,
That's
all right,
right.
they have them all over the place.
Without further ado, let's introduce. I believe besides for Harry Edelman, which is a special podcast, I believe the youngest guest to ever
Which, by
join
the
our
way,
podcast.
it's not ironic that the two youngest guests are half/full Syrian blood. By the way,
Who's the second
Okay, well
youngest
let's
guest?
introduce JoJo first. So we have 17-year-old JoJo Levy. He's joined the Syrian Sensations plus DG in the
Plus DG.
fall night HSL league. Was brought in by Papa Cass, or I don't know. You guys have all kinds of nicknames for
We
him.
got all the nicknames.
We're really and just so you guys know, JoJo. How tall are you?
6'3", 6'3". Probably with shoes, 6'3".
6'3".
Cleats 6'4".
Okay, there's something about what's that? Maybe 6'4". He
Cleats 6'4".
towers over everybody. He's a mountain man. I don't know. Maybe we just have a short team, but we had a video that Avi took of us shaking hands after the game, and it's you ever see Yao Ming in China? That's what it was like. It was like JoJo with all these little people next to him. He's a mountain of a man. But anyway, we're very happy to have you on. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me on. Appreciate it.
you should know, Dave, when JoJo, I was there last night for a little bit, and I was talking to someone about the HSL basketball league, and the second JoJo heard basketball, he perked up. Basketball? You guys have basketball? I want to get involved.
I want to do
listen,
everything.
It's only a 40-minute drive from Brooklyn. You can make the trek. That's not too bad.
100%.
So, Avi, what were you saying about your brother and
No, I
and
was
JoJo?
saying it's a coincidence. You said that Harry Edelman was the youngest ever on the podcast. So Harry, I don't know if you know JoJo, my stepmother is Syrian. So and I have a half brother who was born to my father and stepmother whose name is Harry, who's a Mag and
Okay.
David. They basically adopted the Syrian culture. So I was just saying that the two youngest guests ever on this podcast are both Syrian guests. So we have
Oh, I thought you were going to say JoJo was half Syrian, and then I was going to wonder how you knew that.
no,
because I
so
didn't
my
know if you
brother's
guys knew
half
each other.
Syrian. So we have the two youngest guests are both Syrian.
So JoJo, you're 17 and you're in college already.
I am, yes. I'm born later, for my grid. So my birthday is coming up in October. So I'm turning 18, but I'm 17 right now. Usually they do they put you down a grade, so I could be
cutoff.
in 12th grade technically. But I'm here in college right now.
That's cool. What college are you in?
I'm in Baruch,
Baruch.
City University of New York.
Baruch.
Baruch.
Yeah. I know where it is.
Baruch atah
I know
Hashem.
where Baruch is. It's. You're very. Is that why you went there? You're a very religious guy. You thought it was actually a yeshiva or something.
Yeah, they got me confused. I thought it was like another YU, you know?
That's pretty cool. So you graduated just this past June, I guess.
Yeah, from Mag and David.
Mag and David. Okay. And I don't know how it is in the Syrian community. Do kids go to Israel? What's the general story?
Get up. So I have to get up. I'm on like a podcast. I sit there. Yeah. I'm sorry. What'd you say? I had to move.
So did some of your classmates go to Israel? How come you decided not to go to Israel? I don't know too much about Mag and David and the Syrian community.
So I didn't go to Israel because I wasn't really allowed to. Honestly, like my dad wasn't really on board with it. But I mean, like Mag and David, they're better. They promoted a lot. Like a lot of the boys went. I'd say probably more than 50% of my grade went. It's very, they really like it. They like the boys to get involved, like them to learn. And I plan on visiting someday. Like, I gotta visit some of the boys, you know?
Yeah. How come your dad didn't want you to go to Israel? I'm sorry to get so personal so quickly. I just can't help it.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of lose a year, you know? Like Baruch doesn't offer credits for Israel, so I'd be 5 years instead of 4 years or even 3 years. Like if I do more credits, I do a couple classes, but I'd basically be behind if I went to Israel. Like
Got
college.
it, and you got to get started in the wholesale business as soon as possible.
Exactly. You got to start making money quick.
Is your family in the wholesale business?
Yeah, my dad actually he sells baby clothes wholesale.
So why do you even need to go to college?
I don't want to just go into that. Like I want to make it by myself, you know? Like I want to make my own money. I don't want it to be handed to me, like given to me.
He don't want free handouts. JoJo doesn't do free handouts. JoJo wants to make a
I don't
living
do
for himself.
Exactly.
Okay, so JoJo, how well? So tell me how you ended up on Syrian Sensations. What's the background there?
Okay, so I'm sure you guys know of DSL. It's Cass and Frastai's league. They have a deal in the summer.
I follow them on Instagram. They have
Yeah?
they have amazing content.
Very good content.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, so I was in the league, you know, I was drafted pretty high. And they're like, yeah, who is this kid? Like, let's see what he has. Came
It's
in
a draft
first.
league?
Yeah, it's a draft league. It's not bring your own team.
The Syrians like that. The Syrians like the draft leagues. We know. Have you ever heard of Sam Sutton?
It sounds very familiar.
Sam Sutton is
Sam
he does
Sutton.
the M&S and the deal
Oh
nightly.
yeah. I played against him in a tournament actually, July 4th.
Which tournament?
killed us.
RSK?
Oh my God.
You played in
It
the deal. Oh, you played there?
It was
You
Care.
played in that tournament?
Care.
In the Care tournament? Who'd
The
you
Care
play
tournament?
for?
Yeah. We made a team. It was basically all like the best high school guys in the Brooklyn area. We got a team together. I mean, we got killed by their team. I think they won the finals, but it was a great experience. Like just to see like what we have compared to the rest of the guys of our community.
I actually played in that tournament also. I played with Menachem Diamondstein. We played a bunch of kids also. Me, Diamondstein, Ellie Race, Jonas and Lowinger. We played with a bunch of like 11th and 12th graders, I think 9th and 10th graders who like won the junior varsity
Really?
championship or something. We lost in the semifinals to Gindi and Sifarati and those guys.
Got it.
So let's go back. I interrupted you. So you got drafted pretty high. Cass, Frestai and those guys.
Yeah.
Whose league is it? Frestai and.
It's Frastai and Cass. Cass, they have their own league. They
Cass,
started
okay.
it.
So they didn't know you and you got drafted pretty high.
Yeah, so I get drafted pretty high. I come in, like, I think I missed the first week. Second week, I think I was 4 for 5, like a couple of RBIs, doubles, singles, whatever. Whole thing. Next week, Same thing, 4 for 5. All of a sudden, it's week 5. They look at the standings. I'm leading in everything. OPS, average, total bases, are like everything. They're like, who is this kid? They see me, they're like, wow, you're whatever, like big kid. Like, we have a league. We have a league in the fall. We want you to join it. I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I'm in college. Like, I have nothing else to do. Let me join. He's like, any other guys? We got Sully. We have Ike now. We have a good team.
How'd you
Wait, so
get Sully on board? Who sold your team on Sully?
What happened?
How'd you get Sully involved? How'd you get Sully involved? You knew Sully previously. They got
So,
Sully. What had that?
Yeah. So I knew Sully. I mean, I grew up with Sully. We used to play like little league together. Like we did everything baseball, everything softball related. We used to do it together. And I mean,
How old is Sully?
Sully's like, I think he's 19.
Avi, you said he was a little older, didn't you?
No, he's a kid.
Yeah.
Young.
Oh, he's a kid. He's
I
19.
said
Okay,
he's
got
called
He's
Sully the
19.
Kid. That's his nickname in all
Sully
these
the
all these deals.
I mean, he
it.
got
19.
he
Wow.
got
yeah.
the nickname a couple of years ago too, but the kid.
Still a
But
kid.
yeah,
Though.
so I knew him. I knew him for like a long time, and I mean, he's playing in YMSL, like a top Syrian league. Like, a lot of like the best guys playing that. I heard he was ripping it up. They're like, should we get Sully? I'm like, yeah, why not? They're like, I don't know, like he might like try and take control of the team. We don't want that. I'm like, look, at the end of the day, you want to win. And Sully, he's all around. He's an amazing outfielder. His crazy speed, insane pop. Like this guy could do it. He's a 5-tool player, and it would make no sense not to have him. They ended up adding him. Now we're here.
JoJo, we were just discussing in part 1 of this podcast with our last guest, Chaim Zagelbaum, whether or not Chaim Zagelbaum was a 5-tool player. And I was giving him a little bit of flack on whether he was a 5-tool player or not. So it's funny you just threw out the word Sully. I do believe Sully is a 5-tool player.
I
do believe Sully
couldn't agree more.
So you knew Sully from before.
Yeah.
But anybody else on the team you knew from before? Because it sounds like you just met Cass and Alan in the summer.
Yeah. So I really I met them then. I know Ike also. I grew up with him. Like, went to school together. Who else? Yeah, I mean, that's really about it. Ike is, I think he's 18. Or he's
18.
He's turning 19, I think, in November. I'm pretty sure.
A lot of really young teams in this league, by the way. Young kids.
Phenomenal.
Young
wonderful.
teams.
Just so our viewers know, it's kind of a joke on our team. I'm 37, and I'm old enough to be some of these players' fathers already. So this is by far the youngest team I've ever played, and I've been playing for like 6, 7, maybe 8 years in these leagues. By far the youngest team I've ever been on, and it's a lot of fun. And something I'm struggling with, JoJo, in our super active team chat is like, I don't really know. First of all, I don't even know half the words, not just the Syrian words, even the English words. Like, I don't know what the hell they're talking about some of the time. And it's like, I'm like, I'm not able to get into the conversation. I just don't even know. I find myself tongue-tied around the 17 and 18-year-olds because I don't want to make a fool of myself. I don't know what they're saying. I'm Googling words. I'm looking on Urban Dictionary. I'm like, what does that mean,
You don't know the slang. The words, yeah.
I don't know the slang, JoJo.
I mean, the Syrians in general, we have a lot of words. I know you have the list in the chat description. Saw that. That was
Fiending. Fiending? What is it?
Fiending?
That's my favorite. Fiending. Fiending. Craving, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good word, huh?
Heke. Heke is also a good one. Heke.
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 A heke or heke?
Heke. I don't know. So let me ask you. I gotta ask you. I'm gonna ask you a few questions quickly. You gotta answer quickly because I want to get I don't want you playing politics or anything like that.
Okay.
But I realize you don't know everybody on the team so well, so you might not be able to answer the question so well. But we'll try. The first one you'll know the answer to. Who do you want hitting in a big spot? Sully Essis or JoJo Levy?
Me. JoJo
Okay.
Levy.
How come? How come?
I mean, I have that confidence in myself. I mean, like, I would never want to designate that to someone else. It's more of like, I mean, I don't know. You can put Mike Trout there. I'm gonna say myself. It's just how I am.
Got it.
I just
Okay. Next, who's got more game? And I'm not talking about softball. Who's got more game?
we're talking with the
Shlomo
girls.
Zamek or Solly? Take it however you want it.
Okay.
Shlomo Zamek or Solly Esses? Shlomo Zamek or Solly Esses?
Ooh. I'm going Zomic.
You know, Sully doesn't know
You
this,
know-
by the way.
You're going with Zamek. Solly's
know,
0 for 2. Yeah, when you say
I was gonna say before JoJo gave his answer, I guess to try to swing things. Sully doesn't even know this, but you know, in the Syrian world, they're riding bikes all Shabbos, all Shabbat. They're riding bikes. I was in Deal a few weeks ago with my dad, and I'm walking with my wife and kid, and I see this guy on the bike, you know, tank top on, nice necklace hanging out. I'm like, wait a second, that's Sully Esses. And I never confirmed if it's Sully Esses or not, and I guess he'll shoot me a message after. But it was like 4 weeks ago on Shabbos. I'm taking a walk, and I see Sully riding with like maybe a couple guys, maybe a girl. I'm not sure exactly, but like it was a group of like good-looking dudes, and I saw he's right in the middle, rocking the long necklace and tank top. So Sully definitely
I
has
can
some
see
game.
it.
So
Definitely got some game.
so Zamek must really got something good going for him if JoJo's picking Zamek over Sully.
I gotta say
Zamek-
that cowboy hat suits him well.
It does.
Tell us, JoJo.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, I came to the game yesterday. First thing I see Zomic with a cowboy hat. I'm like, that fits him. Like I'm like that's a nice piece. He should definitely start wearing that. I hope he wears it in like school or something. I don't know.
All right.
That's a statement piece.
Yeah. Do you know the name of the guy who pitched the first game last night?
I don't know.
Okay, his name is Shmuel Adelson.
Okay.
Are you ready for the next question?
You're saying for our team. I think you meant for the other team. Yeah, okay.
So, who do you want pitching a big game? Shmuel Adelson or Jacob Katzin?
I guess I'm gonna have to go with Shmuel because we won 2 games with him and past we lost, but I can't. It's too little.
That's
It's
true.
too little of like a sample size.
Sample size. All right. Who do you want hitting for you in a big spot? Joey Alhadef or Alan Frosty?
It's tough. I'm gonna go Alhadef.
Oh, he'll be happy about that. So there's a running joke. I don't know if you caught it that we have going with Alhadef. We played together in the spring. That's how we met on the Black Sox. A guy named Shmuel Rada. Did you have Shmuel Rada as a teacher also, Mr. Rada?
Me?
It might have been a different school. Yeah.
No, I didn't have him.
So anyway, he moved Joey from shortstop to second base in the middle of the season. And he said it was because Joey was still raw talent. He hasn't yet, matured into a full-fledged shortstop. So whenever Joey makes a nice play, I'm like, Joey, there's that raw talent that we love. So you're going with Aladef.
Yeah.
Do you know this guy Albombo?
Albombo.
No, I don't know his name.
Shehebar. The guy who came yesterday?
Shehebar, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You know him also?
I mean, I met him yesterday.
Oh, you met him yesterday. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So I'm leaving him out of a question. I don't know him either. I also met him yesterday.
Yeah,
But I was trying to figure out how many of the Syrian guys you knew from before and how many you didn't. So I guess you didn't know him. All right, that's all. I think that's all for my... Oh, no. I have one more question for you. One more question. You got to answer fast.
Okay.
I know you've only played 3 games. I know you've only played 3 games in the HSL so far. But DSL or HSL?
Competition, HSL. I'm gonna go DSL, like more my speed, if that makes any sense. It's like like with my boys, like very chill. HSL I feel like is more competitive. This is more like a fun league, DSL, which is what I like.
You like the fun league.
I like the fun
It's
leagues,
interesting
yeah.
because Papa Cass built this team to win. You know,
Exactly. He got the best DSL guys. That means that DSL is, I guess, slightly worse. No diss, no diss.
I don't know about that because you and Solly are arguably the best players on our team. I think. I mean, Shmuel
Mm.
Adelson also,
Oh,
but
he's incredible. But yeah,
yeah, he's an
I
amazing
mean,
player.
Solly didn't play in DSL.
Actually going to bring up my next little thing I was going to say here. JoJo, I think we went over this last night. I'm not sure if I spoke about it with you, but as you know, the
Mhm.
HSL, we have 2 tiers. So officially, you guys are playing in the Legacy League, which is the lower tier. I was extremely happy to hear from Solly, and now I'm hearing it from you also, that, one of the things that separated the Legacy and the Titan League, at least in the spring, was, the intensity. The Titan League, the higher league, was super intense. Guys were locked in. It was very serious. I'm actually happy in a sense that, obviously we want to be over competitive, but I'm happy that you feel that it's definitely competitive in the sense where it's more competitive than the other leagues you played in. I feel like it's something that it's really, that's really good for the league, that both sides of things, both leagues, no matter what the talent level is, has a competitive nature to it. At least that's something that I'm happy about.
I mean, yeah, I 100% agree. Like, I don't know the other leagues, but I always like a nice amount of competitiveness. But it has to be, it's mixed in with fun, like we have with our team. It's the best time. You can't get better than that.
Dave and I got messages from Solly right after saying what was the message again? It was the most fun he's ever had playing in a league or something like that.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
Was that the message? Yeah, that was good.
Wait, so he had a fun factor too. So it's interesting what you're saying because maybe for him, fun is competitiveness.
I'll tell you
Or
where
I
I'm
don't know,
coming
maybe
from. I'll
it's
tell you where I'm coming from. The reason why I'm so intrigued by this Soliasis kid, who I happened to play with on the same team 4 years ago in the Coil League, is because since Soli was like 14 years old, like literally 14, 15, he's been playing the highest of the highest, as JoJo mentioned, YMSL and MNS, and he's like, he plays there consistently now. Like, it's not like it's either one or the other. He's like dubbed as the Babe Ruth of the Syrian community. Like, he's dubbed as the kid who's like going to be the next best thing in the Syrian community when it comes to playing. And he's on all the super talented competitive teams, playing in the highest talented leagues, but yet he's loving playing in the quote unquote lower league, legacy league of the HSL, which I guess was the point I was trying to make. I think it's a really, really good sign of things that we're building here.
Mhm.
Yeah, so too. Jojo, are you a baseball fan, like professional baseball? Do you follow a team?
Yeah, I'm a big Mets fan actually. I think I'm going to the game tonight. Oh, you're a Yankee fan?
On times.
Yeah, it's the Mets thing. Dave's been suffering. Dave and all you Met fans. We actually, JoJo, I don't know if you follow the podcast. We actually had 2 massive Met fans on in the last few episodes.
Was it Frank the Tank? I think I watched that.
If we asked, Frank Tank's one. And more recently, we had on the host of Afternoon Drive, Evan Roberts, on our podcast, the Color Podcast, to go as well.
Wow.
So we've been giving a lot of Met fans a lot of publicity on this podcast recently. I don't know how much of a fan I am for that.
Jojo, yeah, we've got a lot of Met fans on the team because we also have Zomik's a big time Met fan. Now, Joey Aladef is a big time Met fan. So, do you think Zomik is fitting into the Syrian Sensations team culture?
I mean, I think Zamek basically embodies what a Syrian is. Like, you don't stop talking. You always get your way. You know, he's definitely fitting in. I'll tell you that much.
So it's kind of funny because me and Avi played together with Zamek on a team in the summer called the Freedom Fighters, and Zamek he comes on strong, and he was rubbing some people the wrong way. So then Zamek kept messaging me, "Get me on your fall team, get me on your fall team." So I kept calling Cass, and Cassin's like, "I'm still building the team, I'm still building the team." And then eventually Cassin's like, "Okay, fine, he's in." So I told Zamek, he added Zamek to the chat. Like 2 days in, Zamek's doing Zamek things, and I like DM'd Cassin, and I wrote, just so you know, this kid's a little bit retarded, but he's a good guy. And Cassin's like, no, we got him under control. Don't worry, we got him. So it's been enjoyable to see the vibing has been great.
It was actually fun
100%.
to see last night. Last night, the your team, Dave, you weren't there for game 2. Like, it was very fun because the other team was also young guys, and they're like chirping at each other. It was a lot of fun. Like there was one inning where
I'm sorry, I missed
there was
it.
one inning where I got a little bit like, all right. I think it was like the third or fourth inning. There was a runner running at the second base, and the runner didn't slide or avoid, just ran in standing up. And there was an argument whether he should have been called out. The runner going to first should have been called out due to interference. And your team started chirping, and then the other team started chirping back at them, and it got into a whole back and forth. A lot of young energy in this league. A lot of young energy. Kids aren't scared to say what they think. I think is awesome.
You know what? Joey just messaged Dahak, and I looked at the dictionary, and we don't have the translations in the Syrian to English dictionary. JoJo, can you remind me what Dahak means? Okay.
It's like, I mean, it can mean a lot of things. Like when you're dagging around, it means like you're having fun, like you're making fun. It's like a very Syrian. Think of what like Zamek does. Anything that Zamek does is dag.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I would explain it.
All right, so we're just about out of time. Anything we didn't get to that we have to get to? Can't remember.
Any advice for us, JoJo? Any advice on the HSL? Usually we ask all of the new players or new members who join the HSL. It's funny because I think you're the first new player who's joining us for the night league who hasn't played in our morning leagues. So there's a lot of our morning advice is since we play, we have a crazy amount of teams and fields all over the place in West Hempstead and the Five Towns and Queens. We have field advice and umpire advice. But with this structure, it's more conservative because we only play really on 2-3 fields or the same 3 to 4 umpires. But anything that jumps out to you that you think we could do to improve our product, anything that you saw from the DSL that you think would we could carry over to us?
I mean, I don't think you can control this, but like the light situation, like I mean, we had Cass striking out on purpose to try and get another inning in. I mean, like I guess it's not really in your control, but if that was able to be fixed, I think it would be very good for the league.
Yeah, the end of game 2 situation is very rough because the park is very strict on getting everyone out by 11:30. We've had situations recently where we've actually had guys, including myself, and Dave locked in the parking lot with seemingly nobody around. And if you're locked in, you can't get out. So it's been very.
The real key is we can't have warm-ups, as crazy as it sounds, before the
maybe
game.
5 minutes.
I 100% agree.
Game 1's got to start at 7:50. Games 2 has got to start literally 5 minutes after game ends.
I think the way to do it is, it sounds a little crazy, but that something like outs start being given, not even strikes, outs given by the umpire at a certain time. If the game time is 7:45, the first out is given at 7:52. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that.
We had 2 games last night, Dave, yours included, that by just barely by 1 minute made it to the 7th inning. At 11:09, the 6th inning ended. They were able to start the 7th. Otherwise, it would have been 6-inning games.
What is the official game time? 7:45 at 9:30?
No, so no new inning started after 9:15 for game 1.
But what time does game 2 start?
Game 2 starts officially 9:30 with no new inning.
9:10, the umpire told us. Not 9.
No. The game 2 starts at 9:30 with no new inning past 11:15. The umpire past 11:10. The umpire is wrong. The real answer is no new inning past 9:15. That was a mistake on the umpire's point.
Good to know.
Yes.
All right, JoJo, thanks so much for coming on. Glad you're part of it. Glad you are so eager to join us. Love the youth. Avi, you're like an old guy now. Because you're about to. You just
20. What am I? 27. That's yeah. You're right.
You're 10 years older than JoJo.
It's very You're right. JoJo, we can't wait for you to come join us in the basketball league and all the other millions of softball. JoJo, are you in deal in the summer? You are, right? That's why you're playing in the.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wish you luck. You should definitely get involved in the M&S and YMSL. You got the talent. I want you to take it, and hopefully you always stay with us in the spring and in the fall.
Thank you so much, boys.
Take care, boys.
Thanks, JoJo. I appreciate it.
I'll see you later.